Do you understand after reading the articles I provided in the video that no chemist would contest the fact that nature can go from a racemic 50-50 L and D amino acid sugars to a homochirality of nearly 100%, and that nature even has natural processes for purifying and synthesizing homochirality, or do I need to explain it further? Well, again, I'm just going to have to say, like in the beginning of this video, that it was a complete and utter red herring for you to even talk about amino acids. But let me just go on to say that your sources that you provided only shows that certain amino acids can have that happen, not all amino acids. Unless, of course, you want to clarify that a little further, but then it would be to no point whatsoever because, again, it's a complete red herring, right? So you would have no reason to continue this. So really, even my answer just now was completely pointless, right? On to your next question.
Let's take a look at this question again. Observe that it says L and D amino acids slash sugars. Sugar is the key word here. The source of chirality in any nucleic acid arises from the sugar molecule, not the base, nor the phosphate. Okay? In my video, I talked a lot about amino acids because they led up to my main article, which I focused on. That article explains how amino acids catalyze pure 100% D sugars. I thought that was pretty obvious, and D sugars are the building blocks for our nucleic acid. So I did in fact explain how we could get nucleic acid with only one type of chirality into our microspheres. Okay? Question 1. Do you understand that the chirality of a nucleic acid depends on the sugar configuration in that nucleic acid? Question 2. Did I talk about sugars and how they can be catalyzed by amino acids into a pure 100% homochirality of D sugars in my video? Question 3. Is your claim that my video was a red herring, not addressing the chirality of the nucleotides in the microsphere, valid? Or did you fuck up completely? Perhaps due to your limited knowledge about chemistry.
Two parts. Your first part is, if yes, how can a philosopher peer review a biology paper and still call it peer review? If yes, do you understand what peer review entitles? And then if no, how can you claim ID is falsifiable, testable, if no one has ever actually tried to test it with any reliable experiment, peer-reviewed work? The problem with this, Dr. Simon, is that I would answer yes. And the reason why I would answer yes is because ID is not a biology theory. ID in and of itself just talks about CSI and the intelligence required. It is not directly related to life. So it would make complete sense for it to be peer-reviewed by a philosopher.
Excellent answer. Finally, we agree on something. Intelligent design is not biology. Question 4. Do you still claim that intelligent design is a scientific theory? Question 5. Since I already know that you will answer yes to question 4, how can it be a scientific theory if it does not have to be peer-reviewed by scientists, but is perfectly fine to use philosophers instead? And under what field of science does ID fall under if it is not biology? Hint, I will not accept philosophy or mathematics, as those fields are not scientific fields, even though we use logic and math in science. Another hint, enzymes are catalysts, but catalysts are not enzymes. Question 6. Since I know you will answer a scientific theory only needs to be falsifiable, can you mention any other scientific theory that does not fall under a scientific field? If not, why should ID have special treatment? Question 7. If a scientific theory only needs to be falsifiable, why call it a scientific theory and not a falsifiable theory? Shouldn't a scientific theory belong to a scientific field as the name suggests?
Would it have been logical for you, while talking about bad chemicals that can enter the microspheres, to put in the annotation boxes explaining what the bad chemicals were, wrong chirality, instead of tar, which would have an impact on the yield and not the actual content of the microspheres? Well, Dr. Simon, it wouldn't have been logical. And the reason why is because tar does have relevance to your microsphere theory. And the reason is because they can stick between the bilayers, just like you described in your video, right? And that would have an impact on the microsphere itself, right? And not only just a neutral impact, but a bad impact.
Come on, did you even watch my video? I said that tar would lump together and it would either float on top of the water or it would fall to the bottom. That it is so unlikely for a single tar molecule to enter the bilayer. I only brought it up because if it did, it wouldn't affect the nucleotides. You know, if you have a billion of these microspheres, maybe one or two, perhaps three of these tar molecules would actually get into the bilayer. You know, that is such oh, that was bad. Tar really hates water. It would immediately form these lumps exactly like the phospholipids do, and this lump would be way too big to do anything with the actual micelle, okay? Also, if one of these tar molecules did get into the bilayer in one of the billions of microspheres, it would disrupt the bilayer and break it apart, so a part of the bilayer with the tar would be would leave the microsphere, and the microsphere would then reattach itself where the whole of the leaving bilayer with the tar would have been. Just to mention it, as the tar will affect the yield of the actual number of nucleotides that are being synthesized, not the microspheres. Okay. And now for something completely different. I want to ask you some questions that really are off topic. But it would be nice if you can answer them anyways. I would like to get your side of the story before I make a video about the rational theorist. Question number 8. Are you rational? Question number 9. Do you or have you ever believed in telekinesis, that you can move objects with your mind? Question 10. Have you ever claimed that you can bend a spoon with your mind? Question 11. Can you predict the future or read minds? Question 12. Have you ever claimed, and I quote, "I also frequently have episodes of precognition. 2 of them have been 100% verified beforehand by spectators. Crazy stuff. Basically, I foresaw my major car accident and the day my girlfriend broke up with me. And they were both told to confidants before it actually happened." Question 13. Are you rational?